Hello everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we have an awesome historical rules event for you. It should be a good one. Big line battles on these big maps like you're seeing. Our first map here, an overview of Cook's Countercharge, with our second map being Hagerstown Turnpike. You're now getting an overview of that map. The teams for today's event. On the Union, we have the IVB, the French Legion, the 2nd US, the 4th New Jersey, the 5th US, and I Corps. Whereas on the Confederacy, we have the Jenkins Brigade, 2 Corps, 7th South Carolina, Davis Brigade, 13th Georgia, and 24th Georgia. Hope you enjoy. Alright everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today is our first round for the Historical Rules event. Our first map is Cook's Countercharge. Should be a fun one. We have 2.5 minutes until the round starts because they have to wait till 40 minutes to officially move out. So we'll just be doing a little pregame here, showing what regiments are on which team and just what we think the strategies of the map will be. Your team for today is myself as Guardian Eagle announcing, and then we have a special guest, Rollo, who's with us last night for the NA event. So it should be a fun one. How are you doing, Rollo?
I'm doing well, Eagle. Thanks, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So who do we have fighting on the CSA today?
So on the CSA today we have Jenkins Brigade, which is a Russian-speaking regiment. They're quite well established in historical rules, been here for a long time. And I believe it's made up of 3 various different regiments in their brigade. We have the 7th South Carolina, which is quite small in number, but they usually act as a skirmish group. They're quite used to that. And over here we have Davis Brigade, which is another Russian-speaking regiment. And next to them we have the 13th Georgia, combined with the 24th Georgia, which usually work together. 24th Georgia is somewhat new to historical rules. They've only played maybe 3 weeks now, so they might still be trying to get established here. And we also have 2 Corps, I believe. Yeah, 2 Corps right there. And I think that's all for the CSA right now.
All right, sweet. How about we go see who's on the Union? And in the meantime, while you're going over there, what do you think strategies are going to be for at least the CSA trying to win this map?
So for this map here, I think the CSA are going to want to utilize this cornfield that you have right here. I think using that to conceal numbers, push up towards the center here, towards the point, and also towards the Union artillery, which will be quite vital. I think that's a great move. I think you'll likely see at least 1 or 2 regiments from the CSA push up this road here. You have a fence here which runs all the way up towards the Union spawn right down that far end over there. I think that will likely be utilized. But it'll be interesting to see if the CSA put anyone on the center along this fence here. Last time in historical rules this map was played, the Union won, and they did it by capturing this fence right here and essentially splitting the CSA in half, with 2 groups not able to help each other. So it'll be interesting to see if that tactic is used again this time.
Yeah, it will be. And let's see who's on the Union before things start going.
We got 2nd USC over here, Eddie's guys. We also have the 4th New Jersey right here, led by Victor, I believe. IVB up front, just ahead of 4th New Jersey. We have 5th US, I believe, led by Johnson, right there. IVB also going that way with LFL, which is the French regiment. And I think that's it. Yeah, and first one or 2 guys from 1st Georgia, it looks like there as well, and 4th Texas.
All right, sounds good. This will be interesting. Before the CSA, because CSA's got a little bit of a walk, what do you think the Union is going to do to try to win this?
I think the Union is going to likely try to hold this hill right here. I think this is a really smart move, what Victor's doing right here. Getting on the high ground, making sure you're above the advancing CSA, shooting into them like this, getting some early volleys off. Perfect, get some early tickets. And likely the Union might put some guys on the Union far right over there to probably counter any flanking maneuver, which looks like the CSA are doing.
Yeah, they're sending a 2-pronged wave, like you were talking about. Looks like most of their guys are going through the core, and however, they got 1 or 2 regiments or groups moving on the Union right, the Confederacy left.
Right. And I wonder how close they're going to get here before the 2nd USC see them.
Well, Confederacy smartly doesn't have a flag, so it makes it harder for the Union to see where they're at. It's going to allow them to get... Actually, they do have a flag in the middle of the line. I'm surprised the Union guys didn't move over quicker, but...
Yeah. And it looks like the CSA are going up and over here. This could be very interesting.
Yeah, for a map, especially like Cook's Countercharge, if you're the Confederacy, you want to be aggressive non-stop.
Yeah, absolutely. I wonder if Victor is going to redirect his guys over here to help. It looks like they're still volleying the same rough direction they were previously. I wonder if they don't notice what's going on over here with Eddie's guys.
I would be shocked if they didn't, because there's a lot of, well, possibly. You could maybe look over there and be like, oh, there's a lot of smoke. Our guys are there. Maybe it's friendlies and so.
Surprisingly, still manning their cannon. It looks like they're trying to steal that cannon and push it backwards.
That would be, if Union can hold that little hill to our right, if they could get a cannon up there, that would be not good for the CSA, but I don't know how long Union's going to be able to hold this. You have more rebels coming in as reinforcements as well.
Yeah, it looks like the 13th Georgia and the 24th Georgia have already got to the fence, which is... Oh, wait. 4th New Jersey may be doing a countercharge here.
I don't think the Confederates are expecting a Union countercharge or whatever.
No.
The Confederates outnumber them. However, Union has surprised. We'll see. Is there anything happening on the other side of the battlefield at the moment? What's that other Confederate prong doing?
Let's have a look. So like, over here we have 5th US. And looks like, yeah, LFL, the French, led by FAMAS. And he is currently engaging JB Jenkins Brigade.
I think, yeah, this is kind of smart. If these rebels over here, Jenkins Brigade, are distracting a decent portion of the Union defense, it could allow the rest of their team to push up on the Union left, Confederacy right, and take that position, which you saw them doing before we went over here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're right here. I think if this distraction works and they can keep both these regiments pinned over here, that'll might pay off over there.
Yeah, the Confederates can just wipe the Union that's on the Union left and then just come behind them. What are these groups doing back here?
So this is 2nd Corps, another French-speaking regiment, brigade, sorry. Looks like they're doing some volleys.
I'm intrigued to why they're so far back and not pushing up on the right or the left. Now they're moving up on the left. I'm kind of surprised they're not going right.
Yeah, I thought Jenkins Brigade really probably needs the help over here, so they might want to... Oh, they are going up and over. I guess they might be coming to support now.
That's a fair point. Maybe they want to be aggressive on all fronts.
Maybe that could be it. But it looks like Johnson has now pushed his guys down. Yeah, no, it's still the French. It looks like Johnson has kept his guys over there then, I guess. So this might be interesting because it looks like the numbers might be quite balanced now if these guys 2nd Corps join in.
What are the current numbers of each team on the server right now?
So right now it's 105 for the CSA and 89 for the USA.
Ah, that'll play a part in that for sure.
Yep, yep. And with the CSA attacking, that might be a good deciding factor in this.
I would agree. How is the other side? Has anything really changed? USA moving up to use that nice hill. However, they're not falling back. They're going to take a decent amount of casualties sitting there. Oh.
So it's like much the same. It looks like another countercharge is happening here. By the 2nd USC. And they are charging Davis Brigade, it looks like. Oh, God.
I'm not going to call it because I suck at calling things in the middle of it.
Oh, no, it looks like Davis Brigade have won it just. Their flag is still running away, though. I don't think he realized what happened.
No. Yeah, that's the part about the historical rules event that I like, is that there's no screen chat, so it's a little more historical, so that flag...
Yeah, it's a much harder test of an officer because you cannot communicate with the other regiments. You don't always know what's happening on the other side of the battlefield, and you only know what you can see, and that's the real challenge.
However, despite it looking like the CSA was going to take this position, the Union held, or I don't know what happened. The Union was able to hold. Unless that makes sense.
Oh, okay. It looks like the CSA have captured the hay bales, which is a great idea, to be honest.
I think on this map you need to be aggressive. They need to push up behind the rear of the Union here and not just sit back and shoot. Because if both sides are just in a shooting game, that's to the defender's advantage, especially at this long range.
Possibly, but keep in mind the attackers do have more tickets on this map. So if it's a simple trade-off, it looks like it's the 13th and the 24th doing this little flanking maneuver, but I wonder how many people they are actually going to hit from that distance.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is, in terms of like a trade-off like you're talking about, it's great because both sides are probably taking even amount of casualties.
Right.
But the time is a big factor in that too.
Absolutely. So this is 4th New Jersey here. I like what they're doing, trying to do a little bit of skirmishing, but I think they should probably open their line up a little bit more just because they are crouching, but they're quite close together, which is still going to mean they're probably going to keep taking hits here.
Yeah, if anything, if you're going to stay that close, be in formation at least.
Absolutely. I mean, that's 3 tickets each for every one of those guys that go down. Over here, it looks like Eddie's guys, 2nd USC, are trying to do a little bit of a flank on them.
CSA has, I can't tell who has a, because Union has a higher position. However, CSA has gates. And
Absolutely.
Union's in the middle of the field, so.
And if you look at that, it's kind of like a little bit of a horseshoe that CSA are trying to get on them, trying to circle them almost. If that, with guys coming up here now too, if these guys push in towards that hill, they could completely encircle them. But it looks like they might be going the other way. I wonder if they're just not sure what's happening on the other side of the map. It's likely that.
Yeah. And the Union's going down to engage at 31 minutes. That's pretty impressive. That's good track so far for the CSA to win this game. Still can go any way though. However, yeah, if Confederacy just keeps up this aggression, I think they'll secure the win. They're doing a good job so far.
Yeah, this is good for the CSA. To get the Union to engage before 30 minutes is definitely good. But it's all about if they can get a foothold. If the CSA can get this foothold or not is going to determine how many tickets they're ultimately going to be able to get out of this. Oh god.
It's just a mess. This like mini skirmish, I don't know, mini skirmish melee, I don't know what you kind of call it, where everyone's kind of drawn out. There's a lot of skirmishing and out of line, and that 100% favors the CSA.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just those tickets, you really cannot afford to be getting out of line tickets if you are defending. It looks like the Union managed to hold on to this hill right here, which is great. This is perfect, exactly what the Union need to be doing. Holding on to the high ground, firing down on top of the CSA. That's the best tickets they're going to get.
Yeah, that hill is probably, I think, pivotal for the Union to have a chance of winning. If they lose that hill, I don't know how likely Union's going to win, on top of the fact where they're at right now, where they're already probably not going to win, in my opinion. But we'll see.
Great
Nice.
little volley there from the 13th.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Exactly what they need. Trading volleys right now at that sort of range does not favor the defenders because, as you can see, there's no cover here. It's an open field. Both sides are taking losses for sure, but the CSA have more tickets, so it's not a bad idea, but CSA probably will come out on top of that.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, the timer. Yeah. So, yeah, I would agree in that tickets-wise, but
Yep.
that timer. I love the timer.
Yeah, that is true. And if the CSA can hold it, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And the Union, if they can hold this position, actually, this is probably the best cover they will have towards the point. So if the Union can hold this, I think you're right, the timer might work in their favor.
We'll see how more.
But it looks like a charge might be occurring here.
And this is...
Oh,
no, they're volleying. They're probably going to
It's another volley. It's another volley. Yeah, just trading volleys here back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know how effective... they would get massacred if they charged all the way out there.
And who is this coming to help? Oh, it's 5th US. I wonder where they're going. Maybe to the center. That's not a bad idea either for the Union. Like I said, the Union are quite good on this map at dividing the CSA, where you have these two groups, you know, one on the left, one on the right. But it looks like there's no CSA left over here on the left here. And that's quite a range to volley from back there.
Yeah, that.
I wonder which group that is. That's a very far volley they're trying to attempt. That looks like the second corps, so that's the French guys. That's a really far volley they're trying to pull off.
Yeah, I wonder what their intent is with trying to do that. Maybe they see these guys here, maybe they think they can hit them, but
possibly, unless it's trying to provide a distraction for these guys, I don't know. But personally, I don't think I would have attempted that volley.
Wow.
Using the caissons, now that's quite smart. Using some actual hard cover, and again trading with the guys over here on the fence. That's kind of what the CSA need to be doing. As long as they're trading, they're winning. But it'll depend if they can hold it. It's all about if you can hold the position, really, on this map.
Yeah, what's nice about those caissons too is there's some bushes in between them and the Union guys on that main hill, and provide a little more cover for them. Union falling back from the center.
Yeah.
That's not good.
That is not good. So it's now all kind of going to be on the 4th New Jersey and IVB here. This is all kind of down to them whether or not they're going to be able to hold this position.
We'll see if the CSA pushes forward off those caissons. I hope they would. But
right, it looks like the CSA are going more towards their left, or are they going center? This might be a good idea for the CSA. Yeah, if they go center, this might be a good idea because they might be able to capture this hill.
Who knew a little hill on a big open field would have such a significant role?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is the most interesting, I guess, defensive lines that I've ever seen on this map before.
Right, and the 5th US are playing smart here, pulling their guys back, allowing themselves to reform, maybe even getting some guys going from main spawn over there. That's definitely what they need to be doing. Oh, it looks like they're still in firing line now. They just got their flag.
Confederacy going down to engage about 5 minutes, or 4.5 minutes after the Union drop.
Yeah, not so good. But like you said, the timer still kind of favors the Union here, as long as they don't go into taking losses too soon.
Yeah, I would agree. The biggest thing is CSA can be trading tickets all they want, but they got to be doing, I guess, they got to be doing it quick enough so that the timer doesn't start to hurt them.
Exactly. And not to mention that if they don't have this foothold, they are not going to be able to capture the point when they want. Now that looks like a very interesting flank over there. CSA are going very far towards the Union spawn.
What? They're surrounded.
I wonder which group that is. That's the 24th Georgia. They were going almost all the way to the Union spawn right there. I wonder if they're going to try come behind. And this is it's a push. It looks like maybe not a very well timed push there. I think what they were hoping to do was get all the regiments involved at the same time, but I don't think it's paid off very well.
Yeah, I wonder why they ran into the middle of the open field with the Union behind and in front of them.
Yeah, I wonder if it was just to cause a distraction for these guys over here. I'm not sure. Potentially they had a time step, maybe 25-minute time step to push the hill. I'm not sure.
I would be a little shocked if they had a time step because no one else did anything, but
right.
I don't know. Yeah, after one of the roulette lane games that you guys played a couple of weeks ago, and I got the sheet showing your guys' strategy at the beginning of the round.
Right.
It was very fascinating to see that the CSA planned at what times they would charge in the round. I'm like, that is smart.
Yeah, I was leading the 13th Georgia for that match, actually. It was a really good game. Really hard fought as well.
Yeah, for sure. Union going down to taking losses. That's not good.
So good.
Nope,
That's
CSA.
Not so good. Oh, God. That gentleman right there just cost him 5 tickets.
Oh!
Some red mist, though. That's good. That's good. The Union can keep doing that. They got a cannon right over here. It looks like it's manned by the French. Looks like it's manned by the French guys over here, but it looks like you don't really have any guys left on this hill, which is not good. If the CSA realized this, they're probably... I don't think they have realized that, actually, because they're still holding on the fence. If JB only knew, they could just capture this hill with ease.
Oh no, they're probably like, dang, we got kind of destroyed. I mean, they still got a decent amount of guys, but they're probably like, dang, we just survived the charge. Maybe wait for more guys, because Union probably got a couple dudes up there and then pushed. But
yeah. This is quite sad. I mean, they fought so hard for this hill, and they're really just not realizing that there's no one on it right now. I mean, the CSA is still trying to encircle this hill where there's just no Union left on it, basically. Oh, wait, I think someone's finally realized here. It looks like it's JB. Yeah, they finally realized the hill is vacated.
I think this is the beginning of the end for the Union. I'm going to laugh if Union win, because that's going to be the karma statement of the century.
Right. Well, if these guys over here could maybe make something happen, if they could potentially push to their left and maybe try to recapture the hill. It looks like there's quite a good number over here. They have the French with also 4th Texas and some other regiments over here. They could maybe make a push, but I wonder if they...
Sorry?
No, go ahead.
No, I don't know how good a Union push would do. Because they don't want to go down to breaking now.
That's true. That is true. It'll be interesting to see as well if the CSA try to capture point now, or if they're going to wait until the Union do go into breaking.
I would wait, especially because the Union is still kind of trying to hold those beginning defensive positions.
Right. So it looks like multiple regiments here. They might be trying to mass for a push, just trying to gather their numbers as much as they can. And, oh, it looks like the Union may have pulled back to their stone wall, which is a really good point to capture on this map. Yeah, it looks like 5th US have taken the stone wall over here.
Did this the match Sevy was talking about last night, where it was an hour and 12 minutes of just Union Union fell back to Stonewall, Confederacy cap point, Confederacy fell back, Union ran out, recaptured, and repeated for a long time. Maybe Union could start doing that. I don't know how late it is now, because only the 5th US is doing it and no one else is really pulling back. That's again the hard part with no like a steam trap or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have to question, you know, for all the tickets that the 5th US are managing to conserve right now, how many tickets are these guys out in the open losing? And that's what's going to make the difference. It looks like, you know, still not got their flag back, unfortunately.
Yeah, this would be very frustrating to watch in hindsight if I were one of these.
Right, absolutely. Because the CSA really are not challenging the center at all here. Very few guys, maybe what, 5 guys, 6 guys, something like that. Really a small skirmish squad. But it looks like the Union might be trying to charge the hay bales over here.
In what?
It looks like they are going to try to capture these hay bales. At 20 minutes left. I don't know if this is going to put the Union into breaking, because these hay bales are quite well defended. They have really good cover. You cannot shoot through them, surprisingly. Although it's hay, for some reason the bullets do not go through them. So it'll be interesting to see how many tickets the Union lose here if they do try to capture these.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a way the Union could win this. And
yeah,
if the way I'm thinking it, the only ways I can think is if they have active communication, but they don't.
Yeah, so, exactly.
I don't know how much goes in the chord in terms of them talking. Have you ever been in a historical one of their chords before, like planning around?
Absolutely, yeah. I usually attend them on a weekly basis, but it really depends on which regiments you're playing with. And another thing to consider with historical rules is that these regiments have been playing together for so many months that they're very familiar with each other's tactics. So a lot of the time, regiments kind of know, or at least have an inkling what the other one's going to do, which always just makes it more fun, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you always got to adapt, find new ways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These skirmishers are being very bold here, pushing quite close to the Union lines.
It looks like they're slowly capping point 2 from what I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
maybe
you're
the
right.
pre-cap?
I think the skirmishers might be running away now as the Union are going to charge them out. Oh, wait, looks like another push here on the right as well.
50 US moving out of the stone wall, being aggressive. I mean, that's a nice spot they have there. There's a gate. However, CSA has the hay bales, and if you can't shoot through them...
No, that's true. And CSA have got their flag there too as well, so their guys are able to respawn right now. And their flag looks pretty safe, to be honest.
Yeah, despite the pinch by the Union.
Yeah. I wonder if these Union guys realize what's going on the left over there, because if they pushed in at the same time, they could probably capture those hay bales.
They could.
It looks like the Union are going to push.
50 US pushing up.
It looks like we're going to see some melee here.
The rest of the Union moving in too.
Yeah, if I was the CSA right now, I would be falling back. I would be running. Yeah, this was smart by the Union. Timed it well. And they managed to collapse on the CSA at the same time. One guy left. Oh, and there he goes.
That'll do it for the...
Yeah, the Union have captured the hay bales, but you have to wonder how many tickets did they lose in that charge? Especially being so close to breaking. I don't know if that will pay off or not.
So here's a CSA mostly holds that hill, and then it looks like they hold most of the fence line. Union going down to breaking. I was gonna say Union should fall back to the stone wall now, but that's not an option anymore.
No, and that's what I mean. That charge, as good as it was, and although they did kill the CSA there, I think that was just enough to put them into breaking, unfortunately.
We'll see a mad dash on the point right now. CSA having the early advantage. However, I think USA is going to get there in time to at least give a fighting chance.
And here they come from their main spawn.
Holy cow, that's a lot.
Yeah, and I wonder if the CSA are going to be doing the same and just charging in. It looks like they're coming in a little bit slower, but... And yeah, it looks like they're fixing bayonets and reloads back there. So the Union might win this, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, even if CSA lose this, they got 16 minutes.
Right.
To just shoot them down the last stand. Then they get no respawns and whatnot, which looks like Union's going to be able to hold for at least this charge. Delaying what I think is inevitable, but we'll see. CSA going down to taking losses.
Yeah. I wonder if it is too little too late for the Union, though. Just like you said, they got 15 minutes. That is a long time to be in breaking.
Yeah,
Union definitely won. Yeah, they definitely won this charge, I think.
So there's a little, I guess, kind of long mound that's on point. Union could hold on the defilade behind that, wait for the CSA to come up close, because I'm guessing CSA is going to reform and charge in. Just volley them into submission, at least as they're coming into point. And that's the best you can do there.
Valiant effort there from that one man. It looks like here come the rest of the CSA now, reinforcements from their main spawn. And this is the 13th Georgia and the 24th Georgia once again arriving in the center. And it looks like this is just going to be a volley match right now. I think you called it right here.
Union's standing way too far forward in my opinion. I mean, I guess they're taking information, which I guess. But however, a ticket is a ticket. Some Union pulling back, but I think smartly.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to hold the point here. I think they're saying stay on point and not let the CSA capture point. But the problem with this is 14 minutes to hold point while you're getting shot like this is just not going to work. It really will not.
And even if you pull off point a little bit and go into defilades, even if you may not be on point, you're right there and can easily stop them. So
yeah, and this is what the CSA need to do. Just shoot them down into last stand. Absolutely the right thing to do here.
Plenty of time, plenty of ammunition. Union now seems to be mass falling back, I hope, into that defilade.
Yeah, that would be smart for the Union. Conserve tickets where you can right now. I think it is too little too late for the Union, but we'll see. You never know. With more rights, anything can happen.
Sure, Union. I think they're using the defilade. They're standing behind, waiting for the CSA to charge. That's smartly done there. Union should not be worried about. I don't think if you're Union, you worry about trying to knock the CSA down the final push as of right now. You should, if you want to knock them down the final push, wait for them to charge in. Don't try to shoot them down now, because you're just going to get information deaths, and you're only going to be dealing information to them.
Yep. And the point is slowly decaying here. I think maybe a little bit of capture. I think the CSA just have some skirmishers up here, which will be slowly capturing the point, which is what you're seeing.
Smart play. And I think actually this, right now, if the Union just sits and waits back, this favors the Union, because CSA, to organize a mass charge by your whole team right now would be a little difficult, because you got to send runners around and whatnot.
Exactly, yeah. I wonder if the CSA's plan here is just to send these skirmishers forward, slowly capture the point, and force the Union to come forward into their lines. Because that would be smart play if that was the CSA's play. Because if you think of it, if that point starts to get captured by these 4 guys over here, the Union are going to have to advance onto the point.
Yeah, that's a neat idea I haven't thought of before. Yeah, it's a fair point. Union could, if Union could respond to this by, that would be a bad idea. I was gonna say send like 1 or 2 guys to that bush that's up on the hill on the right, but then again, they'll probably see it and kill and skirmish and run a line.
Right. It's double-edged sword, kind of. Oh, it looks like CSA are just forcefully trying to capture a point now. They've probably had enough. I think they're just gonna try to force the Union's hand here.
However, that's only one of the CSA groups moving in. The point is being captured. However, right with the rest of the CSA team, they got to start moving in, or else these guys are going to get wiped.
And this looks like it's Jenkins' brigade trying to capture the point here. And that's smart. It looks like the CSA are starting to move now, maybe trying to take a flank there. And with the rest of the CSA now coming over now as well, it looks like it's just going to be all for nothing on the point here. Yep, Union coming in, hitting last stand. This is it. The Union can withstand one more charge. The Union's trickling in. They are not together. CSA is bunched up. Union did not move quick enough to respond to the first CSA groups coming in. And now I think I think you're right. I think you're right here. CSA doing very well with this charge. Yeah. That was a very tough melee.
Union has more bodies on. Never mind, now it's going back down. Did USA win that?
I think the US, it kind of looks like the USA might win this, but the problem is they now have 9 minutes in which they're in last stand.
Why is the Union pulling off point? The last Union groups are, because there's a CSA group behind them.
Yeah, I think they don't realize that. I think they're just trying to mop up the CSA group over here and not realize that the CSA are now capturing point. Oh, I think this is a horrible mistake by the Union. Yeah, I mean, they're now noticing. They're just now noticing it. Oh, I wonder if this is too late here for the Union.
I don't think it'll change much regardless of if they're on point, because TSA has 9 minutes. That's plenty of time to...
Yeah, and no one coming from main spawn to help the Union guys over here. I think the Unions did not notice there was CSA left over here.
Yeah, because
I think you're right.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I think it doesn't change things either way, but yeah.
Give you a slight chance to win.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like one guy left here. Oh, there he goes.
One Union group, but never mind. That doesn't even matter. Confederacy getting what I think is a pretty decisive win on Cook's countercharge. With that being said, Rollo, your thoughts for this round?
Yeah, I think the Union were playing it well at the start. They're holding that hill, holding the center, forcing the CSA on the left and right, dividing them. Seemed to be having good success early on, but I can't. I think it was the cornfield and the hay bales that eventually cost them that because they diverted just too many guys towards it, and I think it just slowly put the Union into taking losses a little bit too early there. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, CSA did just enough aggression to get the Union down, but not get them down. It was a very well fought round by the CSA. We'll see what happens next round. So yeah, see you guys in the next round. Well, wait, we'll finish this report out, and then we'll see you guys in the second round. There we go. Here we are with our second round for Hagerstown Turnpike. Again, they cannot move out till 40 minutes, so we're just going to be talking about what we think each team will do in terms of strategy on Hagerstown Turnpike. Rollo, your thoughts on strategy for overall on this map?
Yeah, so for this map, I would love to see the Union trying to take their right flank here and capturing this hill that you see right over this way. I think that would be a great play for the Union and potentially even move their artillery up. You never know, they might use that. For the CSA, I would love to see the CSA use the woods over here towards the west. I think that would be great shots that they could get on the hill and also the Union artillery potentially. But it will be interesting to see how well the CSA utilize their own artillery, as they have it in this map but did not have it in the last map. And also interesting to see if the CSA do anything to protect their right flank, which is sometimes left bare on this map, and if the Union try to expose that by capturing these rocks and potentially harassing the CSA artillery.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I'm guessing at least at the beginning of the game, the CSA will have at least one unit or maybe a smaller unit just holding that right, just in case the Union push up there, and then probably a majority going through the woods, or at least holding up on the tree by point, and then maybe harassing the Union on that hill.
Yep, absolutely.
I wonder if the CSA will gun it to that hill that you were talking about earlier, to try to take it before the Union get up there and then have a nice position.
That would be very interesting to see. And it'll be interesting to see how many the CSA commit to going forward as well, because it can sometimes be a ticket drain for the CSA on this map.
Yeah,
looking at the balancing, 94, 94, perfect balance.
Hey, as all things should be. So the round has now started. See, looks like CSA a decent amount going into that woods. Some holding back with the arty, and then some gunning that hill that we were talking about earlier. Actually, no CSA is holding on the... Actually, where's that one group going on the right? That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so this looks like the 13th Georgia over here. That's interesting to see they're taking the right flank. Quite smart as well. I mean, it is wise to protect this artillery, because it looks like the CSA, I think they've committed quite a lot of guys to their artillery here. So 8 plus 7. Oh my god, so the CSA are using both batteries here with quite a lot of people. So that's really interesting. And for the Union, it looks like they have committed just 5 people to their battery. So I wonder how that's going to play out.
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like there's already shots happening at that hill of contention. CSA, it looked like, tried to rush up there as quickly as they could.
Yeah, it looks like a melee going on up here.
There's a lot of CSA, though, and the CSA is able to win that. Oh, wait, the Union? Oh, my goodness.
That is Union, yeah. I think the Union have won this.
I see red light. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's the uniforms.
Oh,
the Union looks like I've captured the hill right here. That's great early start for the Union. That's exactly what they wanted to do.
I'm surprised the whole CSA that went to the left didn't push up with that group that tried to go up there. Because, the whole Union team could just sweep in and take it.
Yeah, it looks like the 4th New Jersey and IVB sitting on top of the hill here. And the CSA losing their flag in the skirmish as well. That's not good.
No,
and over here we have It looks like Davis Brigade and JB Jenkins Brigade trying to hold this corner off the fence here. It's not a bad position for the CSA to hold, but I think you're right. I wonder why they didn't push in support.
Maybe they wanted to have that as a backup position. Maybe they didn't want to all charge and then them all to die, and then Union could push up and just take that spot away from them.
That's true.
But that's a losing strategy because you just lost a lot of tickets and a lot of guys at that hill. So.
And it looks like the French here are trying to push a cannon up to the hill. If they can get that cannon on top of the hill, they will have free reign on pretty much everything on the CSA side.
It looks like we're probably going to have a shootout for a while.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an artillery shootout potentially as well if that Union cannon. Because it looks like the CSA are manning the cannons at the front of their battery here. The 7th, yeah. Oh, and it looks like the cannons on the rear battery firing in the same position. Over here we have the 2 Corps. And also 13th Georgia manning 2 cannons over here as well. So that's a lot of cannons going off of the CSA.
Are there any Union?
Yeah, It looks like Union are trying to expose this right flank like I thought they might. This is really good for the Union, and I wonder if the CSA are noticing they're getting pushed here. It looks like the 13th are falling back, which is smart. You do not want to stand and try to, fend off that group in melee, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure, and I don't think the 13th Georgia is really going to have any help from the rest of the CSA, because there's no way the CSA can see over there, and if they can, I doubt they're focusing on this and what's in front of them at that hill that we saw.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I think you're right. I think the 13th might be on their own here. It will be really down to the artillery helping them. This is kind of going to be on a lot of artillery support to win this. And it looks like the cannons are now adjusting to fire on this big line that we're seeing.
I'm surprised the Union isn't pushing up more on the CSA right than the left.
Right, and the Union they're kind of spacing out here, but it looks like they are going to charge the artillery.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. That's some canister right there. That was beautiful. More of that. Keep that going.
Yeah.
Union now stopping. Yeah, I think that canister kind of made them take a pause there.
Probably suppressed the heck out of them too.
You're right. Yep, I think you're right there. And the Union being smart though, spacing out. They need to keep this spacing, otherwise that canister will rip through them. And it still doesn't look like...
Is that a Union group charging the CSA battery on the right?
It does look like it, yep. And that's again the problem that we're just talking about. The 13th are no way going to be able to hold both batteries by themselves.
And it's just a drain on tickets for the CSA, on deaths.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm wondering if the CSA over here really need to be redirecting their focus. This looks like 2 Corps and the French. It looks like maybe they're now noticing what's going on. Yeah, they're now realizing how badly it's going over here. And are bringing their guys over. And it looks like the 4th are still just volleying on this hill.
Yeah, I mean, probably over here it's probably going to be a shootout. I rarely ever see the Union charge over this. So over here it's probably going to be a shootout. Probably similar ticket losses is my guess. So I think it's really going to come down to the Union left, CSA right around that artillery. How well can the Union deal skirmishing out of lines to the CSA arty, and how well the CSA can defend their arty.
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of defilade volleys going off here, which is not bad for the Union to do, because again the Union have more tickets on this map, so the Union may be doing a push here. And this could be bad for the CSA. This could be really bad for the CSA right now. If they lose both flanks this early on in the game, left and right flank gone.
Yeah, I don't think the CSA are expecting this either, because I wasn't even expecting that. I've rarely seen the Union be aggressive in the woods. Now they're being aggressive. They have really nice flanking shots on the CSA. Now the Union going down from that hill on both sides. CSA is going to get wiped.
Yeah, the French now charging in as well. This is really bad for the CSA.
And CSA running away.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's probably the best move they can do right now because there's no way they're going to be able to hold that Union off. There's just too many of them.
Yeah,
However, the CSA now have lost both their flanks. This is really bad.
Surprisingly, though, they haven't hit engage yet.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at that, to be honest. But in terms of a foothold, the Union have done excellent here, capturing both the left and right. I think it was just the CSA in the middle here just did not really know what was going on until it was a little bit too late, unfortunately.
Yeah, they pushed towards their artillery too late, and then when they pushed toward their artillery, Union charged the other side, and it was just unlucky timing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it looks like, 13th has still stayed intact here, because it looks like the Union have pulled back. This looks like, I think the Union have pulled all the way back here, which is maybe not a bad idea, let the CSA reform, let them recapture their cannons and push in again, get more tickets, just bleed them of tickets. That'd be a bad idea.
For sure, and it might also confuse that middle CSA group that can't decide where they want to go some more.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Because I don't know if those CSA guys in the middle know that they lost on the left, and so maybe they might go back. However, it looks like they are holding artillery. I'm just holding artillery.
If I was that cannon, I would be firing right away. Don't even wait. I mean, you can clearly see the Union right there, very visible. And it looks like they put a small skirmish group on the fence here, which is not a bad idea to protect the arty, but I wonder if that's going to be enough guys to hold that position.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, CSA has enough of a presence that I think they could mitigate a huge charge from the Union on that flank. So they got 3 separate lines shooting.
Yeah.
However, yeah, they are spread out, though, so maybe if they miss their shot, the Union has a nice opportunity to beat them in detail.
Absolutely.
CSA really spread out.
Yeah, very spread out. And that might, if they get charged, this might not work to their favor. Again, this group in the middle is kind of sitting there. I think they're just not really sure where to go. I think that's the issue. It looks like the Russian regiments, Davis Brigade and Jenkins Brigade, might have pushed back onto this fence here. I wonder if the Union are going to try to hold it.
I'm surprised they aren't using the snake fence that is the corner on the dirt field. I can't really, like, the snake fence that's looking into the woods that would be flanking the CSA. That's what I mean. CSA now going down the engage. Sorry, that was poorly explained. Yeah, that Union's pretty much got them surrounded on a decent portion. Taking volleys at the CSA group there.
Looks like some defilade volleys here, which is perfect for the Union to do. Push up, take your shots, pull back down. Remember, they're firing down on top of the CSA.
CSA pulling back, it looks like?
Yeah, I think once again they're kind of being pushed back. IVB seem to be noticing this, and they're kind of being a little bit more bold now. I think there is just apparently one CSA man left alive who's hiding in a bush right now, potentially scared for his life. I don't know. Yeah.
Union volleying into I don't know what. However, that Union group on the right did go where I was trying to see where they should go. They finally went
right,
there.
Right.
If I could English.
And it looks like they're still maybe trying to push that cannon further up here as well.
They've been doing that this whole time?
Yeah, dedication right there, because that's, like 12 minutes into the game and they're still working at that.
Union sitting back. Maybe they're waiting for their friendlies to pull up on the right and then make a whole team push. Maybe that's what they're doing here on the left. spread out. Hopefully those... If Union's in formation, are those guys crouching on the Union along the line there?
It looks like they're standing up right now, but it's good spacing that they have going. But I wonder if they are taking casualties.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, especially if they're in formation. If they're in formation and spread out like that, that's effective.
Right, and the group over here seem to be the 24th Georgia firing back at them. If I was the 24th right now, I would honestly be unfixing bayonets. Make the most of this. You're going to see them coming, you know. You're not going to it's not going to catch you by surprise. Make the most of that accuracy, because they have a fence and the Union are currently in the open.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the only thing the CSA would maybe have to worry about is if they got charged from behind, but what's the likelihood of that happening?
Right.
Or rather, they're so far away from that that you can probably see the Union charging from that door. So yeah, no bayonets.
Yeah, it looks like the 13th have unfixed bayonets here. That's quite smart. You're going to see them coming at this range. You know, you have a big open field to cross, but... And a small skirmish group right here as well. Looks like 2 Corps with their bayonets on. And with the... I think it's a Lorenz rifle they have there.
Nice.
And CSA artillery here being manned by the 7th.
How's the Union doing on the Union right? Have they began to push up?
It looks like we're seeing a little bit of a push here by 4th New Jersey. I wonder if they're just going up to volley or they're actually going to try to take the fence here. It looks like they might be trying to take the fence. Oh, they've just ran past the Vietnam man hiding in the bush. That's quite interesting.
Wait, he's still there, or?
He's just died this second.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but he almost got away with it there. Credit to the guy.
That would have been horrible.
Yeah, and it looks like the Union are all along this fence now. Maybe falling back.
I'm shocked that those Union guys are not pushing towards the point, towards your the CSA arty.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of CSA on this side.
No, not at all. And the CSA being smart though, pulling it back, not trying to like hold their ground, conserving tickets. That's the best they could probably do in this situation.
Yeah, I agree. Because Union, it's going to be hard for Union to coordinate really anything big, and unless it takes time. But it takes time. But yeah, Union CSA sit back in the forest, keep shooting, make the Union think there's a decent amount of you guys still there, and just distract them from being aggressive.
Some nice red mist there. And if you're the CSA artillery, you have, I believe it's 9 cannons in total, so they have a lot of shells, so they really need to just be firing as much as possible, really making the most of that artillery.
If they have that much, yeah, jeez, it's crazy.
Yeah, they have a lot of cannons over here. The CS, you can really see it. They have a lot of limbers as well, so there's a lot of ammo. The CSA just really need to be... I would be trying to go for a round every 2 minutes, every minute. Just get as many rounds out as possible.
Yeah, nothing really, I guess, too exciting has been happening as of right. Both sides it's just a shootout right now, and I think a shootout, especially with the timer, favors the CSA defense because these aren't close shots; they're far shots. And even if you're trading tickets, it's probably not a lot of tickets. He needs to be more aggressive somewhere.
Yeah. I wonder if the Union might try to sort of slowly cap the point here. That round just missing a little bit, just a little bit too long. But because they need to kind of draw the CSA in a little bit more, because the CSA are playing very reserved. They're all the way back towards their artillery, which is what they need to be doing, conserving those tickets. And I don't think the CSA care to have a shooting match right now because they're not really dying.
Exactly. Union. It's in Union's hands right now to do something, and so far they've just been sitting back. Which I wonder what their strategy is. Maybe they have a timestamp to move in.
Could be. It looks like Davis Brigade is trading volleys with the IVB in 4th New Jersey. That's interesting. And again, another round just bouncing there and landing, exploding over there. It looks like the 2nd USC and the French LFL are trading with, is it Jenkins Brigade? Yeah, it looks like Jenkins Brigade over here, pushing up to the fence to trade some shots off.
And now it looks like the IBB or the 4th New Jersey is pushing out to the left of this line that we're seeing. And now Union going down to engage. I mean, Union, there's a big time difference between when the CSA went down to engage and Union going down to engage. However, 22 minutes left and being unengaged is not that bad for the CSA.
No, it's not too bad. It's just CSA just really need to time when they're going to go into taking losses here. That's going to be the main thing. And again, the CSA need to be using that artillery, drive the Union back, do not let them get that close, keep them at distance. And the best way to do that right now is just utilize these cannons. The CSA have, I believe it's, so they have 15 guys on the cannons right now. So those 15 RD guys just really need to be getting shells off, keeping those Union back.
Yeah, especially because they aren't going infantry, and that's 15 less people shooting. And that's like, what, if you get 3 shots off in a minute, that's 45 less shots per minute. So you really need to be making that up with artillery.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That one guy about to fire off a round here. Looks like not too bad, but it looks like it's a little bit short, I think. Yeah, I think it was, the aim was good, but the length of the fuse was not. But again, keep in mind that these guys do not have they don't all have officer, so they're really not going to be seeing how well these shells are landing at this range without those binoculars.
It will definitely be a detriment. Hopefully they have someone spotting. I would hope.
Yeah, you would like to think so, but yeah, it looks like the artillery is quite spaced out on the CSA side.
Which, yeah, makes things even harder. If the RD isn't necessarily like really close to each other. You got to tell in their current situation, you got to tell one RD to aim like this other RD that's not close to aim like this, and it's all different. It's not the same. Which makes it harder for this RD.
Exactly. It looks like the 24th Georgia trying to do some long volleys there. Again, not a bad idea. The principle is just, again, hitting dirt. But the principle is just keeping the Union back. You just really don't want the Union getting close at this stage because there's no benefit. That's when you're going to take your casualties. Although this is kind of boring for the CSA, they're doing the right thing, keeping the Union at distance. Don't let them come close. Don't lose tickets. Looks like another shot hitting dirt over there. But, yeah, they're getting shots off. That's something.
Yeah, that is true. Hopefully they are adjusting it, though. And really, Union needs to do something.
Yeah.
We're getting to a point, this is... Union needs to move somewhere.
Yeah, they need to try and get a little bit more aggressive. It looks like they're maybe noticing it now because they are starting to move a little bit off this hill. What group is this back here? It's the French kind of keeping in reserve here. I mean, they're keeping safe, but ultimately they're not doing anything to the CSA, just sitting back here. It's really not going to cause any damage to the CSA.
I don't think the CSA at any point is going to try to retake that hill.
No.
So I wouldn't sit back in reserve.
Interestingly enough, the cannon has finally arrived on top of the hill here at 18 minutes 44 left in the game. So that was a really long strategy, but we'll see if it pays off. It looks like a round hitting dirt over there. So not quite.
Oh.
Yeah. 22 minutes, and you have to wonder, was it worth it to get that cannon up there?
We shall see. Almost 18 minutes now, CSA still at engage, doing a very impressive job of holding the Union back. Or rather, I wonder if this is, because CSA is doing the best that they could do. However, if the Union was aggressive, I think this game would be different. So I don't know if you could say that this is CSA brilliance or USA not playing well. And
Maybe
just speaking of which, the Confederacy goes down to taking losses. 18 minutes.
It looks like the Union are pushing up a little bit here. They've now captured the fence over here and have advanced their skirmish line, which is smart because they need to get more aggressive. And the CSA doing the right thing and pulling back, not trying to hold their ground. That is smart, keeping those tickets in reserve. It looks like 24th Georgia all trying to take cover behind one tree here. Which is, you know, if it works, I guess.
Who did that yesterday? Who did that last night?
Oh, I can't remember, but yeah.
That'd be funny if it was them.
It would be. If it was a regular tactic, I would love that.
I'm gonna look
And it looks like, I wonder if the CSA are going to try to load some canister on these guys in the fence. It looks like they might be. That would be smart. You know, that is not a far shot to make. That's pretty easy for canister right there. And if they can just get that cannon to go off, that might, you know, not be a good time for these guys sitting on the fence here.
No, yeah, start lighting them up. Even if you miss, you're gonna suppress the bejeebies out of them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It looks like more Union going over there now as well. Yeah. That's what the CSA look like they're gonna do. Start getting these cannons adjusted.
Please
Start
fire.
moving these cannons. Yeah, it looks like they're going to here.
I wish this for you to fight.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. It looks like he fired a shell, maybe not canister right there. I wonder why. Maybe it was already loaded in the cannon.
Yeah.
I guess use what you got. That makes sense. Yeah. It looks like the skirmish line is not really advancing any further. I think they're holding now. So this is, I believe it's the 5th US. Yeah, 5th US just kind of sitting there now, not really wanting to go much further. And if I was a Union, I would keep the aggression going, keep the momentum going. The CSA are retreating, keep it going.
Yeah, push up to the fence line because the CSA is just going to give you ground. Hold arc around the point and wait for them to get on the break-in.
Absolutely. And not only that, but by not doing that, you're keeping these CSA cannons active. You know, these cannons are not being challenged right now. There's no one here at all defending the CSA. It's just an open road, and on the other side is their cannons kind of, you know, firing freely on the Union over here. So if I was the 5th US, I would really be trying to take out these cannons right here. And it looks like who we got here? We have the French Regiment and the 2nd USC. Just kind of, I think, just trying to do some volleys.
Yeah, they are pushing further forward. However, not enough to do a lot of damage. I think they need to keep going.
And the 4th New Jersey and IVB still just sitting on the hill, not really moving much. They will be conserving some tickets hiding behind these bushes, but like again, the lack of aggression might cost them in the long run.
Yeah, we'll see. Because it was. Round started at 40, went to 18 minutes, so it took 22 minutes for the CSA to lose half their tickets. And so 11 minutes to lose 25%. So theoretically, if the CSA went to taking losses at 18 minutes, at about 7 minutes the CSA is going to go down to breaking. Maybe that's just the Union plan. They're like, because, you know, sometimes the USA will charge, or the attacking team will charge a lot, and the defending team just do such a good job that they knock the attacking team down first. Maybe the USA is trying to avoid that and just like, hey, we can just shoot them into submission and win the game. But 7 minutes on breaking, I don't know.
I wonder if the CSA are going to try to do a countercharge here. I would not attempt this if I was the CSA. I would keep their plan going. Do not risk the tickets. This might work badly for the CSA, and they have a very small group here charging. I wonder who this is. I wonder who this is. This is the 2 Corps charging with just 4 guys against the French who are now just coming in to wipe them out. And they're charging in, granted, but you know, 1 guy left now, and he's just that's an unfortunate amount of tickets the CSA just lost there.
Yeah, that's what you not want to do, because now instead of like 7 minutes on breaking, maybe 7.5 minutes on breaking.
Exactly.
So I found it. The group that was standing in a line behind a tree last night, that was also the 24th Georgia. So they're doing it again today.
Awesome. Regular tactic. I love that. I wonder if they do it in drill.
That's fantastic. Holy cow.
And the Union may be trying to reuse their cannon here. It looks like they kind of abandoned it for a little while. And it's a lot of dedication. The Union's still trying to get this cannon active. 12 minutes left in the game, and they're still trying to utilize it somehow, but...
Oh, I forgot. You got also get a cannon cart up there, which I think they have one. But...
They do have one now. Yeah, they have two. They've pushed 2 carts up from their main spawn, and it looks like they're trying to push another cannon up now. With 12 minutes left in the game, this is dedication right here.
It is. Oh, man.
And I'm really not sure if it's worth having all these Union Arty guys doing this, because by the time they get all the cannons in the limber to the top of the hill, you question how much time will be left in the game, and whether it'll be enough to do anything with it.
Yeah, I wonder if whenever cavalry is added into the game, and you can use the move parts, how much change that'll bring. Because, like, I'm assuming it definitely wouldn't take as much time as it is now to move up artillery if you had horses.
No, absolutely not. And I'm sure these guys out here would appreciate it who've been pushing this poor cannon limber for the majority of the game now. Their backs are probably broken. It looks like the cannon is finally ready, though, potentially. It might be ready to go. I don't know. It looks like he is. He's aiming the cannon. This cannon will be finally being used here.
Let's go.
With 11 minutes left in the game, the Union finally about to use their artillery. I wonder how effective it's going to be here. Oh, and he shoots dirt and kills himself. Oh my god. Oh my god.
He got a confirmed kill. How did he kill himself?
Yeah, he just shot the dirt right in front of him. I guess the cannon was aimed far too low, it looks like. Yep, the cannon was aimed far too low. And, 30 minutes into the game they took to push that cannon up there, and he finally shot himself with it.
No.
Which is really unfortunate. Really unfortunate for the Union.
That's amazing. What a story. You're like, for example, you're like, how did my great-great-grandfather die in the Civil War? Well, you see, he pushed up artillery for like 20 minutes and then shot and killed himself. That would be so sad. However, Union
Not
going to
a great
taking
story.
losses. Yeah, no, that's terrible. Union, I think that knocked Union down to taking losses too, which... Oh no.
Yeah. The Union really now, the CSA now need to conserve. They have 10 minutes to go into breaking here, which is enough time. The Union can do it. But it's going to depend how the CSA are going to play. It looks like Union trying to push back up to their previous spot here, taking the rocks, and the CSA being very bold here. I wonder if this is maybe a little bit too bold, because they still have 10 minutes here.
Yeah, maybe we'll see when the CSA goes to breaking, because I'm guessing based off of how it's gone the whole game, 7 minutes. So CSA is still probably going to be on taking losses here for a couple minutes.
Yeah, I think so. And, well, the story of the artillery today has pretty much been the CSA hitting dirt, and unfortunately the Union spending a long time to mobilize its artillery and then shooting itself. But it looks like they're maybe going to try again here. It looks like they are. It looks like they are going to try to fire the cannon once again. I wonder how this one's going to go. Yeah, the officer now aiming it this time, not trusting his... It looks like Sergeant Major, yeah. The officer aiming the cannon for him and not trusting the Sergeant Major to aim it. That might be a good idea. And let's see if this shot is any better. Yeah. Yeah, this shot now working, thankfully.
Hey.
The officer in control. I don't think it hit anyone. I think it's hit the dirt. Yeah, hit the dirt right in front of this group right here, but probably caused a little bit of suppression to JB over here.
Better than before.
Yeah, better than the previous, yeah. Yeah, if I was the officer right now, I'd be aiming every shot. That Sergeant Major cannot be trusted.
No, it's a Sergeant Major too. No.
Yeah. Not a good example to the private right there, that's for sure.
So we'll see.
And it looks like IVB and 2nd USC still just doing their volleys here from the road. I wonder how many guys are actually getting with this.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised they aren't pushing up to the tree, or at least use the hill for a definitely in front of them. They're kind of in the middle.
Yeah, and it looks like the Union are now doing a charge finally on the CSA artillery here.
It's
This is smart. It's what they need to be doing, getting aggressive. You know, forcing the CSA to take some losses. But
yeah, and
I don't
CSA's
think
guarding.
yeah, and they don't notice. The artillery have not noticed that the Union are coming in here.
Confederate should drop down the braking at any moment if they.
Yeah. CSA are losing a lot of tickets here, and this group here still not really noticing either. They're not racing. They're now noticing a little bit too late. Yeah, CSA
and the
braking.
Confederacy going down the braking.
Yeah, that cost them that. That was unfortunate. The artillery just did not see that coming, and the group here that was sat in the center the whole game's 2 Corps unfortunately did not see it either.
I'm surprised no one saw what was happening there. Union a quarter of the way to Captain's Point. I think CSA is going to be able to get there to contend this. 7 minutes
CSA
on braking,
charging onto point. And it looks like the groups over here have not noticed, and JB's now moving. I wonder if that's too little too late for the CSA. And it looks
capped.
like, yeah, points already been half capped here. Yeah, I think this is, oh, they're stopping to volley. That's not what you want to do. You need to get on the point, guys. This is not what you want to be doing right now. Do not stop
Union's
to volley.
gonna win.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. CSA they stopped to volley there, and that cost them that for sure.
CSA played the game perfect except for the last like 30 seconds.
Right. That was such a sad ending there.
That was. So another very long second round, just a lot of standing and shooting from both sides. Union able to come out on top though, because probably just they had more tickets, put more firepower, and just an unfortunate way for the CSA to lose that. They maybe could have won that, but you never know. Rollo, your thoughts for this second round?
Man, I thought the CSA played that so well. They reserved their tickets. They got overwhelmed in the woods over on their left, but they pulled back, keeping smart, not taking too many casualties. And that was kind of the story of the game, all the way right up till the end there. Oh my god, the CSA just really messed that one up just in the last few minutes. The artillery tonight was really interesting. The CSA putting a lot of people on arty. Unfortunately, I don't think it paid off many times. We didn't see that much red mist. And the Union arty, well, that's just a story to itself.
Indeed. Yeah, that was a very interesting second round. Yeah, I think CSA played that to the best of their ability except for the last 30 seconds there. But other than that, yeah, we got a tie. So basically, we're going to decide who we think won. So, Rollo, if you had to give a... who would you say won today's event because it was split?
Oh, man. That's a really tough one because I think I'm going to have to take into account that the Union were slightly outnumbered in that first map. So I'm going to give it to the Union today just because they were slightly outnumbered on that first map, and they played it so well just at the end of that second map there.
It's an interesting... see, I was going to say CSA, and then I forgot that they were outnumbered. Or the Union was outnumbered. I'd still probably give it to the CSA, though, just because they played so well that second round. Or rather, the Union just didn't play aggressive up until the very end. Maybe a little at the beginning. I'd say CSA, though. So
that's very true.
Yeah, it was very close. I would agree with... I could agree with it going either way. I wouldn't mind it. And with that being said, we'll see you guys in the post-game interview. Here we are with our post-game interview for the EU Historical Rules event today. On the Union side, we have Luther from the 5th US, whereas on the Confederacy, we have Shoemaker from the Jenkins Brigade, and we have Yissel from the Davis Brigade. It should be a fun one, so we're just going to be simply asking strategy for both rounds and how their group reacted to the changing battlefield. So firstly, I'll ask this to Luther. What was the USA's plan going into the first round Cook's countercharge, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Well, the main plan was to have our main forces on the left side by the cornfield and try and halt like any advance that would come from there. And the 5th US and I think it was in some other regiments I don't remember to hold the center and right. There wasn't much communication in the first rounds, and that kind of ruined everything a bit. We got pushed out a bit, and the right just got overrun. So the right flank fell while the left flank was stuck on the hill. And we basically got pushed back all the way to spawn, and It was due to the lack of communication in the game.
All right, thank you for that. CSA, same question. What was your guys' strategy going into the second round, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Okay, so from the beginning, we basically had three main routes of attack. The first one is going far left on the road. It was JP and Second Corps who tried to attack here. Second one is going through the cornfield towards a small hill, where the Union always placing their artillery. I think it was Deep Davis Brigade and South Carolina. And the third one was 13 Georgia and 24th Georgia, who is trying to to sneak around all the right flank and stay behind the hay bales. Yes, it was our strategy for the whole match. We didn't plan anything further.
I think I can say the same. Like, we didn't really plan anything further, but the one maneuver we finally got to bring in, we went deep to the right flank, to the warehouse, and we attack on the last minutes. We attacked the USA formations nearby the point. Right. Before that, we were casually screwing around the cornfield, catching bullets. All that, not very interesting.
All right, thank you for that. We'll do the same thing for the second round. Same thing to Luther. What was USA's plan going into the second round, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
So the plan was for the second round was we was gonna cap early, but of course it didn't really happen. So we had the 5th US and I Corps go to the left side, while the rest of the units went to the right and to capture the hill. Most of the time it was more communication than the first round, and that definitely helped us a bit more, since we knew where everyone was and what we were doing, because it was more coordinated than the first round, luckily. Yeah, towards the end, we started getting together a bit. We planned to attack at least not until 15, which of course communication helped a lot with that round. And we managed to wipe out the artillery and move into the center towards the end of the round, and we won that round. So
yeah. All right, thank you for that. CSA, same question. What was your plan going into the second round, and how did you react to the ever-changing battlefield?
Yeah, so Hagerstown Turnpike is really hard map for the CSA, so that might be the reason why we didn't plan anything great. So from the beginning, we placed Jenkins Brigade, Davis Brigade, 24th Georgia in the forest near this hill where the Union always placing their artillery in the middle of the battlefield, in the middle of the battle. And we placed Second Corps, 7th Carolina, and 13th Georgia just behind the point where the CSA artillery placed. And really there were no other battle plan, just placing the units and holding the front line.
Yeah, basically we were just holding the front line. We were trying not to let the Yanks behind the fence. We were trying to hide in the forest. We had a couple of good positions, like from which we could see the hill, from which we could shoot. But we're not very good shooters, so we had to advance a bit, go to the fence, shoot, and then run away like cowards. But still, that's a peekaboo shit. But it works. It works. It was fun. I think lack of coordination in the second round was also a thing, as far as I understand. And there was funny occasion, funny accident. I think. I think it was guys from Georgia. Yeah, from Georgia. They wear the same Zouave uniform, and they thought that we were Yanks, and they killed our officer. But
Oh.
yeah, yeah, like we're going back to towards the deep lie through the forest. Then like boom, our officer's dead, and we were like, "Fuck's going on, my man?"
Yeah.
Yeah. We see the blue ones and be like, "Oh no, the Yanks," and then we hear people I don't know, joking about baguette, and we were like, "Yeah, I know, that's probably ours." So yeah, that was a bit stressful, but otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, I saw another funny moment where the Union spent like 22 minutes bringing their artillery up to that hill that the Union took at the beginning of the game.
Oh yeah, classics.
And then one of the Union guys fired the arty, but it was aimed too low, so he killed himself. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
We're another question I had were Shoemaker, Yissel, were either of you guys on point when Union capped at the end of the game, or at least fighting near it? Because because what happened is Union were on point and the CSA just sat around point shooting into point, and I wonder why there wasn't any charging into point.
Yes, so as I said before, GB was on the far left flank in the forest. So when we saw the point going to blue, we just okay, let's run, and it just was too far from us, so we couldn't make it in time.
Yeah. Like, I can understand that entirely. You guys are really far away. I don't know if Davis Brigade was, but like the guys that I'm talking about were right next to point. They were just sitting around it, volleying
Yeah.
into the Union. Where it was Davis Brigade there. I was just wondering what the thought process was, not to trash on you guys or whatever, but
No, Davis Brigade was nearby JB on left flank, hiding in the forest, shooting the hill, and we were never anywhere nearby the point. Maybe like for a couple of minutes in the middle, but then we got back to our position to hold the fence and hold the forest. Um from my perspective, what I know, we tried to go on a hill. Like we saw lots of blue lines coming through the bushes on the hill. But somehow, like I don't know why, but they have decided to push towards our deploy. Maybe that was like a canny a maneuver. What for? I don't know. But we have decided to attack them, and then the match just ended. That they won. That's it. I never saw what was going on the point.
yeah, because I just found it weird because literally the CSA was like around the point, just shooting into the Union that were standing on point, and they didn't charge. Which, other than that, I thought CSA played a good game. I was just intrigued if either of you guys were there, which doesn't sound like it. So it is what it is. Was there anything else you guys wanted to say before we end this post game interview?
Um, Happy Easter! Christ has risen.
Amen to that.
That's it.
Yeah, sweet. With that being said, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. The socials of all the regiments that have participated in this video will be in the description below. The socials of the people in the post-game interview will also be in the description if they're fine with having a link to anything. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe for more. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.